playing it. Right, I'm going.
Tervetuloa Tallinnast and welcome to the Predator Epbf European Championships of 2025. We've reached the 8-ball division. Oh yes, one of my favourite games, and what a match to start with. It's Mad Max Lechner up against the very cool, calm and collected Casper Matikainen. With me in the booth is a man from the Netherlands, but via the valleys. Oh yes it is, it's Gethin Davis. Hello Gethin.
Hi Mark, great to be here, and a great introduction by the way. I've never heard the Mad Max Lechner, and I actually clocked his full first name today, Maximilian, which is something we can play with through the match I'm sure. But I agree with you, 8-ball is my favourite discipline. There is so much to talk about from a commentating point of view, and a lot of options from the player's point of view, so it should keep us all on the edge of our seats.
Here we go then. Max has won the lag, and we'll break off in this race to 8.
Did he make one there?
He did.
He's got a very good spread on the balls there. It's a nice starter for Mad Max.
Great nickname, isn't it? Of course, taken from the film.
Well, I've not had the chance to see Max play yet, although we've obviously seen lots of him in action before this tournament. However, I have had a chance to have a sneak peek at Casper, and he is a very cool customer around the table, so it'll be interesting to see how these two match up today. Again, the opening round of the 8-ball, so we do tend to find the fireworks can happen right from the get-go. He's gone for the stripes, and I think it would only be the 14 ball not being able to take an easy centre that might be something he wants to consider. But after that solid break, he's given himself every chance here, Mark.
Yeah, he'd love to take the stripe. The 12 ball, I think it is, take that and then stop the cue ball, and he's on that problematic 14 into the opposite corner pocket. He may even be able to stun over here and play it into the side as well. See what kind of angle he's got on this one, Gethin.
Well, we also should note that the players are starting a little bit later this morning compared to the other first rounds we've been commentating on, so maybe they've had a little bit more table time, a little bit more used to the run of the cloth, and see if it's playing any differently to how it was last night.
Pool players are renowned for not liking their early mornings. They're kind of nocturnal, aren't they, pool players?
The complete opposite to commentators. I don't understand, Mark.
Yeah, it's not a good fit though, is it? We're waiting to commentate for them and there's no players to commentate on. Let's get up.
Yeah, but I'm sure this one was worth waiting for. He's making short work of this. He's very composed around the table. He's not rushing.
He's one of the class players, isn't he? A US Open finalist, of course.
I've always enjoyed watching him play, Matt.
And there it is, the first rack then to Max Lechner. And I first saw actually Max play during COVID. He was playing these online challenges, and I was working for a company called sharpshooter from Italy, and they would arrange these online challenges. The players would set their phones up in their respective locations, and they'd have a battle, you know, kind of like playing the Ghost, but not playing the Ghost, if you know what I mean, unless they were playing Fed or Ghost. Then they were playing the Ghost and the Ghost, kind of.
That's really interesting. It's amazing how many ways the players and anyone came up with regards to keeping themselves occupied during them times. It's good, and I think it sparked off a lot of other different interests in pool from that, especially in the online world. And I think most of all, it enabled us to really start to commentate from remotely, from remote positions, and it's working very well.
Well, it's how I got my start, Gethin. I'd only sort of commentated a couple of smaller events in local pool rooms before that, and then the chance
trying to be quiet in the corner.
No, not me. It's loud as I can.
I tell you what, I do like Casper's break here. I think he'd be learning to. Yeah, I think he'll be learning, looking to return the favour. He's kept the cue ball in a good spot.
Yeah, alternate break. They are under a shot clock as well, guys. 35 seconds, 125-second extension each per rack. Each player allowed one timeout in the match in this race to 8.
Yeah, very important to point that out. That might come into play a little bit more in the 8 ball as it does in 10 and 9 ball. So be interesting to see how they react to the shot clock. But both these players, I'm sure, have played enough under the shot clock to be quite finely tuned.
There's often the discussion whether 8 balls should be slightly more. I can remember having a conversation with Torsten Holman and Ralph Souquet in Puerto Rico, I think it was, and they just played the World 8 ball, and they said that they believe that it should be at least 40 seconds for 8 ball because it's a lot more thinking to be done, and you know, it can kind of ruin the game slightly if the shot clock's too short because it's making players rush into decisions that they may not normally, you know, take balls on.
No, I think it's good to listen to the players as well because, you know, they will understand the subtle differences from the playing level better than those looking from afar. I did have a little think about the straight pool ideas you mentioned that was brought to you by Earl Strickland, and it's been growing on me, Mark.
Well, that's good to hear. I will certainly be doing my best to put it in front of the people that might be interested in getting a tournament on, because I think straight pool's a great game. I kind of fell in love at first sight this time. Yeah,
it's as we were both alluding to during the straight pool competition earlier this week, I find it the most entertaining to play and the most useful for building on skills. So
I'm even going to start calling it just straight from now on. I want to get down with the kids.
Casper just had a little shake of his head there. He's not where he wanted to be to get easy shape on the 8. Yeah, as you see there from the great overhead view, he's just slightly the wrong side and screwing towards the 9. It'd be interesting. Can he just... Oh, he's gone
forwards with right. Played it well.
Played it very well. Yeah, I think the 9 just hampered him screwing back for the easy position there.
As you said, chance to return the favour after that great square break. Hit them really well. It's going with serve at the moment, so to speak, to use the tennis term. So the 8 ball is underway and we're nicely poised at 1-1 in this race to 8. Maximilian will be breaking next, so he'll be racking the balls. The table is tapped, so we're not using any triangle or template or anything like that. No need for it. We've had a bit of tapping going on.
Well, you also brought up earlier in this match that it's alternate break, and do you think the first person that sort of, as you alluded to with tennis, breaks serve, do you think that's where we're going to start seeing people getting their head down then?
It's important, isn't it, to break the serve, and it only takes a dry break or an unlucky scratch, and we know how fickle this game of pool is. Just one little thing can turn a match, so it'd be good to get a 2-rack head start. Looking to go 2-1 up. Max Lechner making a ball in the side. I think it was the 4 that went. What do you fancy here? Stars or stripes? Or spots or stripes?
Yeah, stars or stripes. Well, he's got a little cluster with the stripes there, and he's really close to this too, which makes it a more certain pot. I've got a feeling he's gonna. He's just eyeing up the stripes there as well. So I would probably go for solids here, but Max may have other ideas. If he feels that that cluster of stripes isn't a problem, there's a very good case for taking the stripes here. But I know that he'll want to not give away the ball here. He'll want to find a pattern through to the 8-ball.
Just call it the extension. So it's 60 seconds after the break. He's already used up 60. He's now gone into his 25-second extension. So that's something to think about later on in the rack. He's already used his extension early. And that's...
Yeah, it's not...
A quick look there, look.
It's not often you see them using the extension so early, but I completely understand why he did.
The 8 got bumped at the other end of the table on the break, and I thought maybe 1 was going to be his key ball to get on the 8, but he's going to have to come up with something different now. It's good to see the way these guys work through the patterns in their own way, isn't it, Gethin? Always interesting.
Yeah, and I think Max did exactly what he needed to do there, which was that 5 was in a tricky spot to have to try to bring the cue ball down here. He needed to find an alternative pocket for that 5, and that was perfect. It's a stop shot for the 7, and you know, with where the 6 is, there's every chance of coming back up for the 8. And I think it was where the 8 was, which was giving him the cause for concern right from the start of the rack, having to come back from the solids all the way back up the table with... Oh, do you think the stripes covering the 8 into the corner pocket there? The overhead view was telling us something. And
yeah, he can just draw up the side of the left-hand side of the table as we look. Play the 8 into the top right.
Find the gap between the middle pocket and the 12
twice
ball.
Across, so it does go. It does go.
How do you like
that corner?
That's a good pace.
Played to perfection. Another break and run. This is a break and run fest.
It is. I mean, it's exciting to watch, and it's just showing how the players are not going to give an inch in this match. It could be that one mistake that completely swings this game, and I do like it when it gets to that sort of level. Lovely view of the hall here. I believe you've been here before, Mark. Did we discuss that?
I have. I've actually been inside this hall. This is the basketball arena at the Kalevi Sporty Hall, the Kalev Sports Hall, to say it in English. And next door is a running track and all the other good things, long jump and high jump and Bit of pole vault as well. I didn't try the pole vault, but I did run around the track until I got dizzy and fell over. So 2-1 behind. Casper breaking off. Is it dry?
Do you know, from the shake of that hand, it is.
Oh, that's disastrous in 8-ball.
It is, and he's got a good spread. There's no clusters. There's nothing to really give Mad Max a headache here. He's still got to make the decision on which ones he's going to go for, solids or stripes here.
Well, Casper can blame no one else but himself. He racked the balls himself. He whacked the balls himself as well. Didn't make a ball.
Yeah. And I think Max is just... I think that 2-ball is forcing him to go for the stripes here. Well, he pushed a solid over onto the 7, so it gives him a little bit of respite, knowing that his opponent would be in trouble if he decided to go safe or made a mistake. And I think this is a key shot here to get rid of the 10-ball. The 10-ball is not in the nicest position down there. No. Maybe just overrun that.
Montpellier has made a good start, 3-1 up in his match. 28 tables in use here.
Yeah, and Alex Montpellier, a dear friend of many of our commentating team here. It'd be good to see him go deep within the tournament, and he has every chance of doing so. However, Max is hoping to do the same himself. I think he's eliminated any real problems now. This is all about cue ball control. Yeah, I think Casper will be disappointed not potting a ball off the break there. It could be margins like that will shape the result of this game.
Alexa Pachel also in action against Casper. They're 1 each at the moment, and joining the tournament today will be, well, Albin Ocean, arguably one of the best players in the world, of course, world champion, Mosconi Cup legend already. We saw his sister on here yesterday in the 10-ball, had a real struggle against a German called Angeline Lubinaz, who I'd never seen play before, but she started out very, very well and had her chances to win it, but Jasmine somehow clawed her way back like the champion she is to stay in the tournament.
I did manage to catch a bit of that, and it was a real sign of a true professional, because the German had every chance of winning that and really played strong, but the grit, the determination, and I think that's what comes from playing a lot of tournaments. And Jasmine did best her in the end. But it's just a testament to the number of big guns we're going to have here over the next few days. This being day 5, the start of the 8-ball. The big guns are coming.
They're starting to fire as well, especially this one. And he's got some guns on him as well, hasn't he? He's been working out, he's grown a beard, he's looking a completely different guy. I didn't recognise him. I thought, who's this guy coming in the arena? And then I realised, I saw the tattoos on the arm, Max Lechner.
He gives it away. But yeah, you're right. He is. He's really focused on his physique and fitness, and I think that also helps, especially with the number of tournaments these guys would like to get through in a year.
A lot of players realising, aren't they, that you don't just have to be physically fit, you have to be mentally fit as well. You have to eat correctly, get the workouts, get the reps in the gym done as well, so that when these long days do come along, you've got the stamina and you don't suffer from fatigue. So they really are all-round sportsmen now.
And you notice that with the level of and the consistency of the pool players we have on the circuit today, because it's no easy thing to do what they do and to actually maintain it for the length of time that they're able to do it.
Yeah, great shot. Has he had a bit of luck or not? Might have to take on a long stripe here. Does have an angle to do something about getting on those other two stripes down that end.
Yeah, he does. That'll be all about pace then. He may elect to go into it hard.
I like dragging this. Look at this for a shot. Look at this.
Great position.
But he's a tall lad, but he still needs to grab the extension for this one. You see him screwing onto the end of the butt. Big part of the pool players' equipment now, the extension. They'll do just about anything to avoid using the bridge, most of them. Maybe just a little nudge into the 14, the 10, is it?
Yeah.
It's gone slightly wrong. It's gone wrong. Whenever you're nudging into a ball, that's why they don't really like doing it. Surprised he played it so slowly, to be honest. Maybe thought he was going to catch it a little bit fuller.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he was always going to be hitting it in that direction, which meant, well, I would rather have had it off the cushion. But you brought up the tools that the players were using, and it brought me back to the first match we worked together on, and the player put a rest across the table and then bridged his hand off the rest, which was a first for me and something that you'd seen before. I was very impressed. Great use of the tools. So their arsenal is getting larger by the day.
Yeah, I saw it used in snooker before. I believe it was Mark Williams that did it. I remember the moment you're talking about. We do have our first miss. I had a dry break from Casper, but that's our first missed pot. Now Casper needs to capitalise on this. Doesn't want to fall too behind.
Okay. I saw the 7 as being the obvious pot there. He elected to go for the 1 so he can keep the 7 here to get down for the 2-6, I would imagine. Yeah. I think he chose to go the right way there. He elected to take the slightly more difficult 1 ball and, you know, put himself in a little bit of danger by moving other balls, but it's worked out well.
Last time I saw Casper play was in Finland, in Helsinki, in his hometown actually, when I was there last year commentating on an event in the 24/7 club. I don't know whether you know the 24/7 billiardi, 24 hour a day. You get a little key card and pay your monthly subscription of €75 and go and play whenever you want. You've got ball cleaners there. You have to clean the balls yourself, clean the table. There's vending machines for drinks and food. Yeah, it's a lovely little club. It's actually owned by Riku Rompanen's dad, called Eero. Eero Rompanen.
And still going.
Yeah, it's a great club.
Fantastic.
I'm due to be going there again on the 23rd of this month, but I don't think I'll be able to fly, so I think I'll be remote for that one.
Gets a bit cold in Finland. I hope you take a jacket when you do go.
Oh, I lived in Estonia for 8 years, just 80 kilometres across the Baltic Sea, so I know all about the weather there. Minus 25. People used to look at me as I walked around in the winter just in a shirt, because I hated having to check my coat at a nightclub. I just hated doing that. I wanted to get straight in and on the dance floor.
Can't be queuing.
So, exactly.
Well, Casper took advantage of Max's mistake, and he's got a chance to bring it back to 3 apiece here if he holds his break. Now, there is a little bit of an issue with the 7-1-12 that he's going to have to... Yeah, he's having a look at it now. He's having a think. If the 12 passes the 1, then he's got every chance of playing for position for that off the 11 ball. He's going solids. Does that mean he's taking the cannon on?
It's a combo, Gethin. It's a combo.
It is, and it isn't a straightforward combo, so we'll see what he does here, Mark. Oh, he's played that well. Yeah. Oh, the 6 might sneak through there. Great camera angle. That 6 could have caused him a few problems, or at least forced him to have to play a certain position on the table.
I think blue 2 was his next target.
Yeah. But the 5 not passing there.
Well, it leads to the 6. And the 6 can play a little bump into the 8 here.
Yeah, the 6 having a gap through there has really helped him here.
Oh, he didn't need a bump. He's okay.
Just getting his extension out. Keep an eye on the shot clock.
Yeah, last 2 solids in the same pocket. 8 in the side.
Yep.
And we've got ourselves a level match again.
And I have a feeling Casper not letting Max get that maintain a 2-frame lead is going to be really important to sort of keep him at close. Because Max, from where I've seen him play in the past, he can really run for fun. 8, 9 or 10.
Here you see our other table in action. That's also available on Pro Billiard TV. Conrad Musician in action. I think that's Conrad, isn't it?
No, that's Maciol, I believe.
It's Daniel Maciol. I beg your pardon. They're both tall, slim lads, aren't they?
They are taller than me.
So back to the action on our table then. Max Lechner to break off. finely poised.
You mentioned being out in Finland. They have some good players, and I believe we have Petri Mäkinen also playing in the tournament from Finland. So they clearly do love their pool up there, and one of my favourite pool players is from Finland too, the great Mika.
Yeah, Mika Imminent, player of the decade. Back in 2010, I believe it was. Played absolutely fantastic in that decade, won everything the game had to offer. He'll be back in his hometown, Finland. Actually had a coffee with him at one of the shopping centres in Helsinki during the last tournament. Great guy. Wish you well, Mika. Don't forget, also, the young and upcoming Romponen, who I mentioned earlier on, real good talent, already taken some pretty big scalps, reached the semi-final of the tournament in the Billiardi 24/7 last year. Got beaten by Nu Kioi, who went on to beat Francisco Sanchez Ruiz in the final.
That was a great final as well. I do like Kamui Brand. He's one hell of a character. But you're right, that lad is an absolute beast, and he is fearless, especially against the bigger players. You know, there is just not a glint of fear in that Finnish lad's eyes. He's got all the future ahead of him.
Yeah, I saw him in Vegas a couple of years ago. He beat Skylar Woodward in the Las Vegas Open, just aged 14 at the time he was.
Wow, that's no mean feat over on their home soil. Well, Max has gone for solids here. He's elected to take the one now. And he could hold for the 2 and play around the angles, or he could screw back for the 4 in the corner bag, exactly down the line of that camera angle there.
He's going to go the other way. He's going to leave the 1 ball, I think, as his final ball.
Yeah, he was good enough on that 4.
I'll maybe take the 1 now, though. Anywhere kind of in the area he is now, so low left on the cue ball. Just a little stun draw off the side rail.
Yeah, that's much more efficient pool. He didn't need to take it round and threaten hitting any stripe or even the 8. I think he's played the most efficient route to success here. He had to put a bit of side on that.
Inside. Yeah, lots of right hand spin to check it off of that route. So this unmissable 8 into the side, and he'll be 1 ahead once again. Fast moving game.
We've had a lot of break and runs in this match already so far. This is strong stuff. You see, these arc tables are playing great, Mark. I've been very impressed with them, and they just look great under the camera. Some of the design work on it from the side as well is just, it's sublime. I think the players are enjoying it too.
The gunmetal pockets rounds are, I think, very, very sexy, looking lovely, playing lovely, and them Aramith balls as well look very, very nice.
Wow.
Balls flying in everywhere.
Yeah. That's how you want to see the balls coming away from the break. You have 2 tracking towards the centre from behind the head ball, and the back wing balls swinging around the angles and coming back into the corner pockets. And he nearly had all 4 in that one. That would have been incredible. Yeah. He's left himself a cluster down where the rack was originally, Mark. Oh, it looks
Yeah,
like
it
they
can
may
take
be.
stripes. The 14 isn't affected by that cluster, so they're all in the open here.
From that camera angle, it looked like if he couldn't pot in the other corner, there was a path to running into the 5 somehow and making a plant. Oh, maybe it didn't go, Mark.
Yeah, maybe it didn't. That's why he's elected to move it now. Now, it's kind of messed things up slightly because I thought he needed to get on the 15 kind of pretty early, which would lead him to the stripe into the top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
So he's in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah. And,
can he drop this in the side? Can he take it in the side?
Well, we do know they're tight pockets. I just think if he does play it in the side, he's got to hit it with enough pace to leave shape on the 12, because I don't think he can get anything. Well, maybe a bank on the 15 perhaps. Yeah, great shot. I think the centre pocket was a little bit tight.
Well, he's played a great shot there. Has a nice angle for the ball into the bottom right hand corner. That takes him over to that 15, which does pass. Stop shot for the last ball. Wants it to be straight. Yeah, it's a little bit too much of an angle here, I think. May have to go into this one, depending if he can just cheat the pocket slightly.
Yeah, and I think if he can, if he does go into it with just the right amount of pace, he should leave it on for the corner pocket. It's a good call, Mark. Oh, he thought he could hold it. We have just seen him make a pot similar to this with authority.
Yeah, that's what got the break going, wasn't it? The one into the same pocket, actually, wasn't it? Good shot.
He's got to negotiate, make sure he misses the 7 here.
Yeah, he'll come back in between the 7 and the 1, won't he? Little bit of spin. Wow, can you believe that? Completely took his eye off the ball there. Too much focus on the white ball. Forgot to pot the main ball.
Well, Max is looking at the 1 ball for an opener, and if he can get underneath, or down just underneath the 8 ball, I believe that 4 ball will pass. Yes, the 4 ball easily passes the 6. Oh, he's elected to go for the 5. Oh. Is he just off straight on that? I think he'll be running into the 6, or he'll screw back. No. He moved the ball. And I don't think he was too impressed with how it played out.
Yeah, big shot needed now. It's a thin one. Looking to go 3 rails round the back of the 7. Extension called once again, so a further 25 seconds to contemplate how he's going to go about this. Oh, time running down. He's not even down on the shot yet.
Yeah, he just didn't like the angle of that 4, and I think he took the right decision there.
Nice little soft draw there. Holding for the 6.
Yeah, he's just up against the cushion, so he's going to have to run through a little. Oh, great pace on that. But the cue ball's tracking against the cushion again. Shouldn't be a problem
for these guys. It's like the cushion's not even there.
Yep. And that is Max with a 2-frame lead. And we'll now start asking questions of Casper.
Yeah, and he's breaking, which is very bad news for the Finn.
Yeah.
It seems if you come from Finland, you're either a very, very good racing driver, a Formula 1 driver, or you're a very, very good pool player. I'm not sure what other sports they play. I know they love their ice hockey.
It was just nice to watch the two having a little bit of banter between each other while Max was racking there. And now we can see the other match on our other TV table. Daniel Maciel at the table. He was running away with his matches over the last few days, but just came up against it in the semis, I believe.
What a break this is. Made both wing balls in the side pocket.
Yeah. And everything's opened. There's no real big problems for him here.
Yeah, no break box for the 8 ball. We were using a break box for the 10 ball. You weren't allowed to break inside the box, but now you can break from anywhere in the 8 ball.
Yeah, that's good to point that out. I think where the 9 is will ensure that he goes for the solids, because the 9 is just not easily potable there in the corner. So he's gone for solids, and I like his chances. Now the 9 may come into play when he wants on this 3, so be interesting to see how he takes these first couple of balls. He might want that 3 now, Mark.
That's what great players do, get rid of the problem balls very, very early. First opportunity they get to get that one out the way, they'll do it. And he's nicely on it now. Five ball will be his key ball. Or is that the 7 on the left? I beg your pardon. Oh, has he nudged that out the way enough? I think he's okay. A little bit of a scary moment there for the Austrian.
Yeah, I think he stopped from putting it in the middle bag, if our overhead camera is not too deceptive. Oh no, it's not. You were right. I thought he was forced to playing it long.
Just pushed it out the way just enough. So he's worked these really, really well, hasn't he? 4 ball next.
And you mentioned the 7 as the key ball. I don't like it when it's down there next to the ball. You have to be very particular with your angles here. He's going to try and leave this as straight as he can. Great shot. Put a lot of spin on that cue ball to on the left-hand side.
Straightforward draw. Yeah, it's looking a little bit worrying now for Matikainen. This will be 6-3, 3-rack lead with just 2 needed to advance. Double elimination, of course, so it's not the end of the road for Casper, should he go on to lose this one. And we've got lots more action coming for you today, guys. Another match coming up at 1:30. More 8 ball action for you from the men. The women also in action in the 8-ball. What else have we got going on today, Geffin? Do you know?
Oh, I think tonight might be a big evening for us all. We've got the 10-ball finals happening, and I believe it's both the men's and the ladies, and possibly all discipline, the under-23s and the wheelchair. And we'll be bringing two of them matches live for you at the same time. I'm not too sure because the draw, the times haven't been officially announced, but I will double check on that. They may have.
Just keep your eyes, guys, on probilliardseries.com or the Epbf website. All the good stuff you need to know is on there. The schedules, the times, the players, the different disciplines we got. Just hop on over to any of those. Keep an eye on the Pro Billiard Series Facebook page as well. Everything you need to know, including some great photographs from the beautiful Kalevi Sporty Hall here in Tallinn for your viewing pleasure.
Absolutely. And also, the one thing I really like is being able to go back and watch them again, because sometimes there's so much happening and these players can play so quickly, it's hard to take it all in sometimes.
So must-win rack here for Matikainen.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got every chance of doing that here at this visit. And I've just checked the schedule and it looks like it will be 6:30 Tallinn time for the finals, so we will work the times out for our viewers at home, depending where they are in the globe. But Casper just shook his head there, Mark. He's not happy with how he's left the cue ball here. He didn't want to do that. However, I don't think he'll find the 4 too tricky if he wanted to take that on.
He also has choice of the 2.
Probably the wiser option.
Miss it, needs to miss it. Well, just struggling with the cue ball slightly at the moment, and still okay. Can play it into the corner, no problem.
Can you screw it into the centre and hold the cue ball off the 15? That's a bit of a tricky shot though. And does the 3 pass the 10? What do you think from that camera angle, Mark?
Yeah, I think it does.
You have one of them high definition monitors though, don't you?
I do. Unfortunately, my eyes aren't high definition.
Did he bump that one enough? It's a game of this is a rack of bumps.
Here's your answer. Here's your answer. The short stick is out. We're going airborne with fin out.
Oh, that was a great shot. I think he only needed to go over the edge, so didn't need to do too much, but he's played that very well, Mark.
He played it with a bit of draw as well, which was well played. It's not just being able to jump over balls, it's being able to control the cue ball as well.
Very
yeah,
good.
Well done.
Very
Wasn't an easy out, was it, there for Casper?
No, it wasn't at all, and I think this has given him a bit of a chest-puffing moment now, and if there was any questions being asked inside mentally, I think he's just answered himself, so I think if Max doesn't get a good break here, Casper is going to be itching to reduce that deficit down to 1, so let's see what Mad Max does. And yeah, as I was mentioning, the finals at the moment look like they will be starting at 6:30 Tallinn time, which is 5:30 our time in the Netherlands and 4:30 in the UK, I believe. And if I've got that wrong, then I will come back to you on that, but that's my math on that for now.
Well, great game going on there between Daniel Maciel and Tobias Bongas. Bongas is at it again. He's 6-4 up against Daniel Maciel. And don't forget, Tobias has already won the straight ball division. He's European champion straight ball. Or straight, as they say in the game.
And he'll
Try
be flying
break for
high.
Max.
Yeah, good spot, Mark. And Casper up out of his chair like a cut cat. We're looking, just having a quick look from this camera angle. If the 10 passes the 8, which I don't think you can see a full pocket there, Mark. And that's a great camera angle. It's going to still keep us guessing. Has he come not far enough for the 10? Yeah, he looks like he has.
Yeah, he's good.
That was a great position shot to pick that out. So
should be out here, no problem.
It looks like a 5th
up.
Yeah, he just wants to float up for an angle on this and then leave himself a good solid centre pocket for the 15 and 9-8 out. This is good stuff, Mark.
Who said this game was difficult? It looks very, very easy. It does when these guys are at it.
Yeah, he's picked these off very well. He did have a tricky position shot to play as well.
Very nice indeed. And the deficit is reduced to 6-5. So dry break from Max, and don't forget Casper will be breaking next.
Yeah, and if Casper can keep Max sat in his seat, it will be asking questions of his breaking ability for the next rack. So the other side of that, Mark, is that if Max does break here, he gets onto the hill with break in hand, I guess is what you'd say.
Yeah, he knows he's going to be straight down the centre. Solid hit just below centre on the cue ball. Try and stop it in the centre of the table. Well then, is anything down?
Not by the looks of it. And a little sway of the shoulders from Casper, I think, reveals that no. And Max is up to have an inspection.
So quickly. Lechner to get on the hill here. All in the open. Really no problems. Maybe if you go solids, maybe a little problem. Just those two together there. On the left hand side of your screen, but it is solids he's going for.
Yeah, I think that little cluster may have put him off going for the stripes. A few of the solids up against the cushions. or close. So might start looking like a bit of a practice drill. But if he can see that 6, that would be his ideal starter here. He's not got down on the shot yet. Has he used his extension?
Yes, I think he needs to go. I think he was looking at going 3 for a second, but he's on this 6 ball, so good time to take it, get it out the way. Seven down the rail.
Yeah, he still doesn't look like he's completely comfortable with the pattern laid out in front of him, so he's going to have to do a little bit of work here. Is he electing to go for the 7? Yeah.
Well, I think he decelerated on that. Didn't cue it well. That's why he's let Casper back to the table. What a chance this now. Wow.
Absolutely. And now we'll see. Oh. You have to excuse me there, Mark. I thought he was going to try and cut that stripe in the middle pocket. Maybe he might be forced to, but from our overhead, that is one of the thinnest cuts you would want to be playing there. He might be forced to have to go for that one, Mark. Or the 9 in the centre, perhaps. He's going to jump over the edge. Ooh. Tricky jump, but looked like he was going to sell out in the middle pocket with the cue ball there, and he hasn't, but Max is back at the table.
Yeah, 3 thou is made more difficult to get on though because of that stripe getting kicked up towards it. So that's going to be the only possible stumbling block, the only saviour maybe for the Finn here. But centre table for that 3, maybe play it now off of this 2.
Yeah.
2,
I just think
3,
he's worried
1.
about that 4. He's got to get back for the 4 somehow, so I think he's going to take it now. I think he had choices, but this is a good move from my point of view. Now how he's going to get back for the 8.
Yeah, that's why I thought he might leave that 4 there. That was the perfect key ball for the 8. So now he's going to have to come back for the 8 ball off of the 1 because it's going to be 2, 3, 1.
Yeah, correct.
Plenty of space down the right hand side of the table to work with, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. This the key shot now. Getting a decent angle on this 1 ball. Probably 3 twice across. One ball into the top left hand corner as we look. Oh, he's played it. He could hold it. That's even better.
Yeah.
No.
He was shaping like he's screwing back off this cushion where his hand is now.
You know, I just wonder, Geffin, I just wonder sometimes, 8 ball for pros just seems to be such an easy game, doesn't it? How could you possibly make it more difficult? Maybe play 8 ball on smaller pockets, or what would be the answer? I mean, these are 4 1/4, right? maybe play them in 4-inch pockets?
I don't know, but I do know that one version of a few of the disciplines that you can add to the rules, which is I think they call it in America slop. So rather than just call a pocket, you have to call exactly how you get the ball in that pocket. So if it glances off another ball but still goes in the pocket you called, and you didn't call that glance, that's then a foul and turnover of play. That does add a little bit more of a dimension of difficulty to the game, but I don't know. I think it's just the quality of these pro players make it look easy. I think for the average player such as myself, it's a tough game. It's a tough game.
Always happens though in cue sports, doesn't it? It happened in snooker when players were just, making century after century after century, so they made the pockets tighter. Then the players got used to that. Then they double cropped the cloths to make them faster. The players got used to that. It just seems that pros can just keep adapting to whatever change you make. So, I think maybe sometimes we just have to enjoy the fact that these players are so good at breaking and running.
Yeah, otherwise we just have to keep adding more balls to the table. He's looking... Yeah. He's made a couple of visits round this side of the table. So he's looking at what... Maybe he's worried about getting shape on the 7. Yeah, I think that's what he's worried about. And he's got an angle off the 1 to connect and with the 2 stripes that are clustered together. I guess he's hoping to hit the middle of them. They break away and he freezes the cue ball there for the 7. That would be perfect.
Daniel Maciel has made a comeback. He's now level at 6-6 with Tobias Bongas, our straight pool champion.
Yeah, Tobias is going to be tough to beat in this competitions, and Daniel Maciel is on form, so they've got a cracker on their hands there. He's still looking at this 7 mark, and his options are limited with it. He's just looking, can he come round the back? I don't know, he's going to have to move some balls, I think.
He could come round the back and clip the 9 ball, take that risk there. Oh, he's decided to go into it. No luck, he's made it worse. Could kick it from behind into the side pocket if he wants to go real aggressive.
I have to say, Mark, I did like your idea of coming round the back and trying to rest the cue ball on the 9. It's a sort of shot that these guys are more than capable of playing. They do like using 2 rails, so that was definitely an option for him there.
Chance to go into it again here. He may draw with low left. Well, that's so unlucky. Okay, though, still has the ball over the top left as we look.
Well, he's got an angle to either try and move the 7 if he wants to, but I think he might try and lock this with a lot of right-hand side on the cue ball and leave him an option to screw off the 2 into the 7. But it's a tough shot. And the 7, from that view, does not pass into the centre pocket. So something's got to move. The 11 or the 7.
Well, this will be his 3rd attempt at developing it. That 7 ball has been a real pain in the side of Max in this, but this is to close out the match. He's on the hill. The 3rd go at it.
How far did it come over? Has it just made the gap? I think it might have, you know.
And won't try to do too much with the cue ball here either. Just bounce back to the centre of the table for the 8. So this looks a good opportunity for Max Lechner to close out this opening match in this year's Predator Epbf European Championships 8-ball division. He's overcut it. He's overcut it. Can you believe that?
He has. And I don't think Casper was expecting to get out of his chair, so a deep breath.
I think he was expecting to get out of his chair and shake the hand of Max Lechner and say, well done, I'm on the way to the loser's side.
Well, the 7 has covered that pocket, which will make, or rather reduce, Casper's options. So now's the shot to come round the back of them. I think he needs to take that 14 first. Yeah. Oh, wouldn't it be if he stole this one back, Mark? Seven, 6, Casper's break. Ooh, we could have some marvels left in this match.
Just want to mention, all you guys in the chat can't actually read it, guys, not because I don't want to, but because I can't. But thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel. It helps us to keep bringing you all this free pool. There's nothing better than free pool, is there, guys? I'm a big believer that to grow the game, it does need to be very accessible to everyone, just to stumble across it without actually having to go and physically pay for it. So Max out of his chair to rack the balls, or help rack the balls. Casper with a chance to draw level.
Absolutely, and you made a good point there about making it free and accessible pool to everyone. I think one of the biggest tools that I use for learning is going back and watching my own matches, watching other people play, and the fact that it's been brought to you for free just means that everyone's got the opportunity to become a pro player without having to spend over lots of cash for whatever else you need. So I like it, and the fact that you can now get with commentating, with commentary, just adds that extra level to it, because you're able to bring in other brains that can add other dimensions to the game, and yeah, it's a pleasure. And 2 tables, Mark, even better. See, the choices.
2 tables. On the other table, on the hill, is the straight pool champion Tobias Bongas over Daniel Maciel. Break off from Casper Matikainen's made a ball. The table looks just a little bit messy. Look at this little cluster down here. The 3, the 2 and the 9.
Yeah, that's a little bit ugly. There may be a chance the 3 passes goes to the corner pocket, but the cue ball's a little bit funny too. A quick thank you to Michael Muller in our chat room, who has just been ensuring that everyone's up on the times for today's finals, semi-finals, finals. Thank you very much, sir. And Casper is finding his cue ball in tricky positions at the moment, so looks like he's going to have to fight a little bit if he wants to get this one at this visit. Yeah, he's taking a bit of extra care on this shot.
didn't really threaten the pocket. That one wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't. And you would have thought that playing such a difficult shot, he would put the cue, or at least try to err on precaution with the cue ball. However, I think this is a good opportunity for Max here. And he's going to open with the 6. Do you think he wants to pick these 3 solids off down here and then move up for the other 3 rather than coming up and down the table too often?
Yeah, you don't want to be up and down, having the cue ball doing too many kilometres really, but sometimes the option just isn't there for him. But I think it would be nice if he could take the 2 and the other remaining solid down here, the 4 ball, and then go and do his work at the business end of the table where the 8 ball is. And he doesn't want to miss this opportunity. He needs to close this out now. Doesn't want it to go hill. Anything can happen hill. We know that.
Yeah, that's a really good point to make though, Mark. Hill, strange things happen on hill, and surprises happen. Max will want to avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, I think he's out here.
Yeah, the 5 looks like it passes the 7 there.
Always good to clear areas so that you can then go and concentrate on the other area instead of too much up and down of the cue ball. It's all about patterns.
Absolutely. Oh, he's threading it through the eye of a needle there. He may want to take the 7 now. He looks like he's come for a great angle for it. The 8 doesn't go in the obvious pocket, so he'll be conscious of that.
I think he can just play a little nudge here. May even be able to just drop it in and play the 5 into the opposite. Yeah, just that little nudge. No problem.
Yeah, you saw the nudge there, Mark. Great call. And also a good example of how to control your cue ball. It takes the energy out of the cue ball and leaves it exactly where he wanted it. Looks ominous,
so
Mark.
This straightforward 8 ball into the side pocket will mean Max Lechner will advance to the next round. It's going to have to be the scenic route for the Finn, Casper Matikainen. Max Lechner wins it by 8 racks to 6. We are back with more action for you very, very soon. 1:30 local time from me, myself, Mark White, and of course Gethin Davis. We will be back very, very soon with more action. But for now, it's see ya.
Thank you, Mark.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome in this match at the European Championships 8 ball. In the commentary box, it's my friend Tim de Ruiter and myself, Joris van Amersfoort.
Yeah. Nice to
Tim.
be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, interesting as we have the local, Dennis Grabe, in action here against a player we haven't seen before, or at least I haven't seen him before. Mandic. Trying to find more about him actually, but
Yeah, I did some research too. A little bit. He, Mr. Ales Mandic from Slovenia. I found him at the other website QScore. And I seen that he has been playing a lot in Slovenia. The Slovenia Open he finished last year 9th out of 110 players, so that's a decent result.
okay.
But that's the most I have found about him. So I think it's his debut also at the European Championships. And kind of interesting to see how he's playing. And this might be some early nerves. Missing already his first shot.
Well, I'm just going to throw this out there for someone that might not have that much experience playing, for example, on this kind of stage. Of course, the Predator Epbf European Pool Championships is quite big, a lot of tables, you know, so many top players. Maybe from the inside, maybe you're a huge fan of some of those players, you know. So what I was gonna say is the shot clock might be very difficult for him to adjust to if it's a first timer.
Yeah, I guess so. And Dennis Grabe is a player who plays very fast and very quick. And also that can be very intimidating. Plus all the cameras around you. Plus quite a speedy table. It could be a difficult half an hour for Mr. Mandic.
Well,
Because
you forgot one thing. Those two commentators in the back. I mean, oof.
Yeah, that won't help either.
Yeah. Yeah, so first chance for Grabe here. Like you said, does have a really high gear. When he gets comfortable, he can play really fast. Has toned it down quite a bit the last couple of years. Like in general at tournaments, he learned how to take his time. And actually, some players might call him slower at this point. But like just what he's doing now, like most of the easy shots he tapped them in. But now where he needs just a little bit more effort, just trying to get it done. Good shot there.
Yeah, to be honest, this the time he just took for him for this shot is the longest time I have had with him. Also on the live stream yesterday, he was playing very pacey.
Well, also, don't forget he's a WPA Maldives Open champion. He just won. What? Not sure. Did he win the Las Vegas Open? I believe he won the Las Vegas Open. Predator event. Probability Series Predator Las Vegas Open champion. And he's won 2 Euro Tour events. He's won a World Pool Series event, the ones in New York, which Darren Appleton at that time organized. He's also finished 3rd in the World 10 Ball Championships in 2024. So I'm just saying, we are talking. We are talking about someone who's on top of the class. Yeah, and is looking to extend his lead to 2-0 after a mistake from Mandic. Now Grabe makes a ball on the break. A little cluster around the 8, yours.
Yeah, some work to do. And the first question is always, what routes do you see? What routes do you have? He's taking the one ball. And as a straight pool player, you could take away this 7 ball right now. That opens up the 6 ball. Now that's quite an interesting nudge. Do you think the 4 passes the 7?
I don't think so. No, he chose the 5 to open up the 6 to the other corner. And now we'll have to shoot... I guess he will have to shoot the 4 past the 7. Is he playing a combination? Or maybe the 4 off the 14?
Ah, does pass.
No.
Got lucky there because nudging an 8 ball is always risky.
Yeah, then again, I feel like he's not working as hard as he sometimes can. A little bit hampered by the 9. Like the cue ball placement could have been slightly better here and there, but can still draw on the 7 to get nearly straight on the 2.
Yeah, sometimes it looks a little bit sloppy if you played really fast and, you know, a little bit out of position sometimes. But in the end, it's just a very strong player.
Yeah, so 2-0 it is. Mandic will be breaking. Now, we were talking about the fact that this is a possible first time here at the Predator Epbf European Pool Championships. We are not able to get too many results from him. I'm just wondering, what would your approach be facing a player of Grabe's abilities if you were in Mandic's shoes?
I would always choose for ball by ball and rack by rack mentality. Just don't get too much impressed by the opponent's play and see what you get. Focus on your own game, on your own ability. Especially don't copy the pace of Dennis. And just see what you get, isn't it?
Yeah, very fair point. Good break here. Nice pop on the break. 3 balls in. And I mean, to make 3 balls on the break, there's still some work to do.
Yeah, definitely. And it's quite an interesting table, to be honest. The stripes have those 3 balls clustered that needs to be developed. Solids has the 7 a little bit of, not all pockets available. And also the 4 ball is blocked towards the corner pocket. So what would you do? Stripes or solids?
I'm thinking stripes, just because also you have more stripes on the table, so it gives you more time. You have to go to the 7 from here if you go solid. And then now I'm wondering, how do I get to the 1 and the 2? As you can see from this angle, the 2 might go to the bottom left, but the 1 ball doesn't. And they both go to this bottom right corner, as you can see. So.
But how do you get there?
Yeah, but how do you get there? Exactly. Yeah. So then I'm wondering, like, does the 2 ball go enough to the bottom left to where you can still play shape on the 1? So we will find out soon. But
yeah.
Ooh.
Probably top spin this.
Well, like I said, the 2 might go, but it would be ideal to get lower with the cue ball. So we'll have to shoot this to the corner and follow. I don't think the side pocket is an option.
made it. Got up to a good position on the 2. Yeah, he's gonna have, if he follows through to shoot the 1 in the side pocket, he will have the wrong angle on the 1. So a little work to do then on the 1 ball.
Well, let's call this extension. Feels like, well, the cue ball is definitely bumping the 1. This could be trouble. Now, as you can see, the 8 doesn't go in the left center pocket, so we will have to go either very soft, cut this 1 in the side and hold for the 8 in the top left, or go into the right long rail and come back out. But cutting the ball, shooting towards the side, I mean, there's some risk.
Time was called, a few seconds left to shoot this 1 ball.
Okay, chose to draw into the short rail, just slightly off the rail. Did he settle down yet? Are there any nerves for Mandic?
Well, there must be nerves, but how can he handle it? 8 ball to the corner, straight
What
in.
nerves?
Well done. Nerves of steel. So I think this is the approach. Take what you get. Don't focus too much if the path is being clean or textbooked, or just pick up the pieces that you get. And hopefully he has followed the course by Niels Veijen in how to win the match in the chair.
Well, I'm not sure if Mandic bought the course, but we're going to find out. I like this break. The only thing that did get tied up is the 1 in the 10 right there. Unless the 10 ball goes, that would be ideal. Then you could play the 14, possibly open up the 15-12. But from here, it looks like the 10 doesn't go yours.
No, I don't think either. And the 15 and the 12 are an issue either. Also, so
Combination.
yeah, open up. Oh, he misses the combination. That is again quite sloppy.
So we have an open table here, and now a more messy layout actually, because the 14 is on, but it's not so easy to get to the 15.
I think you can cut it in very thin. With some left English, I expect you to go in there. Oh, it's open now. Possible combination.
Well, this is quite the cut on the 15. I'm definitely playing this with top left to run into the 5 ball afterwards. 15 will stay quite near the 12, but as you can see, it's quite a cut. It's missable. Good shot there.
So now, still work to do towards the 10 ball. I think ideally you would draw into it from the top rail and going from the 9. So I would roll in this 11 ball, have a little angle on the 9, right about there. A lot of angle, but I think it will still work. Some right side English. Exactly, that's what I would do too. From the top rail, bounce off into the one ball.
I don't think he needs the right spin though. He might need left. I would like to catch the left side of the one ball from this angle. Ooh.
Well, that
Look
worked
at
out
how-
perfectly.
Yeah,
That's
almost
perfect
traded
for
on the
Phil.
10. Yeah, sloppy mistake from Graber. Could have extended his lead. I mean, maybe Graber just looked at the mistake Mandic made on the open table in the beginning of the match, his first chance, and said, "Oh well, I'm the dead favorite, you know, I can relax." But you gotta be careful with this format. Nobody's just joining this tournament without being able to string a couple racks of 8-ball. I mean, obviously, you're not gonna join the European Championships if you cannot.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Right. 2-all. Who's playing here, Tim?
Alben Ushan, who just arrived, I believe it was yesterday, from Indonesia. He had an exhibition there. He's facing from Turkey, Saki Kanatlar. Tough customer at times. Has a really big grind. Doesn't do too many crazy things in general, so... Also one of those matches where if Albin is going to treat it like, oh, I'm the favorite, I can relax, could be one he loses.
So that is the match that you can watch on table 1, also live streamed with commentators. And here we are back with the match between Dennis Grabe and Ales Mandic. And Ales Mandic to break off in the 5th rack.
Okay, again, I mean, he's making the ball go to the side. The only thing he has to work on a little bit throughout the match is the fact that the cue ball is tracking towards the corner, and you will, of course, in the beginning of the match you're not really going to see it happen, but now if you made this match go to like 5 each, 6 each, of course you'll find the cue ball to go into the corner and your opponent runs out, breaker runs out and shakes your hand. So definitely something to improve. What do you think about this layout?
Lovely. You should always run it, I think. If you're in the European Championships, we've just seen a match on the other table. You were commenting on that one too, I think. Well, I think these open tables are run like 90% of the times with these top players. And if there's no issue, it's almost unforgiven at this level to not to run it.
Well, still will be interesting. Has to get to the right side of the striped pink 12 and brown striped 15 here in the bottom.
Yeah, I can go there right now.
He kind of had to go there at that point. I don't think it was easy to get
roll
there
forward.
later on.
If you roll forward and take the, what is that? The 12 ball, the 11 ball.
The 11. Well, the thing is, I
Cut
just liked
over.
to go there straight away. Like, I'm not waiting too long because the 11 is still really available. So I'm not too worried about that. Now, not too sure if the 4 is in between, but could go in between the 11 and the 8. Oh, 2 rails? I don't think the 2 rails is there. He might be on the scratch. The cue ball is going towards the second diamond, and to hit the second rail from there. Could also go to the bottom side of the 11, softly 2 rails. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but playing that with the rest is quite a delicate shot. Played it very well.
And
Did you see Dennis in the chair?
yeah. Well, I mean, fair enough. The cue ball is close to the 8, so he's just making sure there's a referee, so he doesn't have to argue in case Mandic touches the 8. So draw here for 14 in the side, and then it's Ales Mandic who takes the lead here. I think he's also starting to get more comfortable. As you can see, his pace around the table is more fluent. It's actually starting to speed up.
Yes, and that brings him on 3-2 lead.
Yeah, I'm quite sure there's not so much pressure for Grabe yet. Even though he was up 2-0, down 3-2. I don't think he's gonna feel the pressure as much on this break. But if he continues to be a little bit sloppy, then sometimes the pressure catches you when you're the favorite, you know, because at some point you realize, uh-oh, I might be in trouble. Look at that cue ball.
Well, perfect as a stop shot. Just kind of dropped that down there. Made the ball in the side pocket. And actually quite an open table too.
Yeah. Now, do you like the stripes or the solids?
Normally I would say stripes, but I don't see a very great opener.
I like the 13. Top left.
The 13.
Yeah, the orange stripe, top left, and then go 2 rails to play either the 15 or the 9 in the top corners. But let's forget about stripes. He's going solid.
Yeah, this would be my choice too. I do know that I did see your first ball, but you're traveling quite a lot afterwards.
Yeah. Kinda did like the stripes a little bit more. I think the stripes are more divided over space a bit.
Yeah.
And the solids is a little bit more compact, so yeah. We'll see. I mean, he has to make sure he takes the 2 ball out as soon as possible.
Probably right now. Delicate shot here. No, then if this doesn't feel right, then he might take the 2 ball right away.
Well, I would shoot the 2 ball right away, nudge the 7 over just a bit over the side pocket, have the 4, and then play stop shot 4, 5 to the side, 7 in the center, and go back to the 8. But then again, this is not your rotation style of a pattern too. Like, there's always multiple ways to run out. And you gotta find also one that works for you.
Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to get to the 6. I didn't like it that much.
Yeah. Especially with that lower pace that he played it. No, missed it again. That's the second enforced error. An amazing chance now for Ales Mandic to get another wreck.
Yeah, and especially with how... Okay, I was gonna say with how open they are, should be mandatory, but was trying to get on that stripe next to the 8, that 13, and a little bit more bounce off the rail.
Good recovery shot there.
I do find it interesting that he's starting to shoot the balls near the 8, because I would want to leave those for when I have to travel towards the 8. Like now there is more traveling. Oh, that cue ball. I mean, maybe he's also realizing that he actually has a chance here. Maybe not in this match so far, but at least to take that 4-2 lead. He was down 2-0. So some nerves, hit that firmer than he wanted to.
Exactly. The nerves makes him shooting some more powerful shots because of the adrenaline. I think cut shot now. Made it. Well
Good
played.
recovery. Not out of the woods. Still quite awkward actually. Doesn't want to float the 10 in the side and let the cue ball go forward. I just don't think it's so nice. I would shoot the 14 in the top right and draw the cue ball for the 10 in the center. Yeah, surely making things a lot tougher at the moment, but the balls are still going in. Get it done, you know, just finish for a 4-2 lead, and you can take as much time to breathe in your chair right after to calm down. I mean,
Top spin it, crossover with the cue ball to the right side of the 8 ball. Don't scratch, don't scratch.
ooh.
Oh, you could see
this-
the face of the Slovenian.
But this is tricky. This is nervy. I mean, it's not.
Well, the
it's
whole
a
rack has
little-
been nervy.
Yeah, but a little bit awkward cueing.
Yeah,
it wasn't
nice
awkward.
shot.
Wasn't even awkward to him. He's won 4 games in a row if you think about it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're correct. So I also think this was a very nervous rack for Ales, and still he managed to run out. So that really should boost his confidence. And now Dennis is in a waiting seat. And I hope that Dennis has finished his course with Niels Veijen.
we just returned the favor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the thing. Like maybe he just looked a little bit careless, not really in a non-respectful way from me to him or from him to his opponent. I'm more saying sometimes you just feel so confident in your game that you just do not realize the fact that you're not focusing as much. And
exactly.
hopefully he's now realizing, like, okay, hey, listen, let's pay attention here because I don't want to go down in this match now suddenly. So, yeah.
Yeah, but again, but also with the second mistake he made, you could see that he wasn't fully determined, and also he plays loose. You can still see some determination in how to approach the shots, and I was kind of missing it. So let's see if that changes when he's back at the table.
Yeah, hopefully he has a realization that he needs to grind it out more. He will have to take more time around the table. But for now, I mean, it's not about Dennis Grabe, it's more about Ales Mandic. He's at the table. Has a chance here. We'll have to start with a combination, I feel. Or is he playing... Yeah. Combination on the 3. Oh, this is an interesting shot. I actually think he has the angle on the 5. He doesn't have to force it too much. If only you catch a piece of the 12, you're good.
I think it's already available. From there, from low.
Oh, possibly, yeah.
I don't think it needs to be developed.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's going to be cheating the pocket, but it might be available.
Little bounce there. Yeah, I think it's there.
Well, I definitely would like to play this with left. To throw the 7 ball to the open side of the pocket a little more. And you could follow the cue ball to play the 6 in the top right corner in this view. So... that speed will help the 7 a bit to go in. He's playing lower. Oh, it did go. What a difference that makes. Okay, so this will be interesting. I would like to shoot the 1.
Yeah, me too.
And then probably run into the 13.
Yeah.
Cue ball.
I feel the same. And if you miss it, you have this 6 balls back ball.
Well, you kind of need to do something with the 4. I understand the 7 was tricky, but you need to get to the 4 ASAP. And now he's got too much angle on the 1.
Yeah.
Now he's probably running towards the 10.
Yep. Well, let's see. There are many routes. The 4, of course, also can be shot in the side pocket after the 2 ball.
Well, he's still looking to get to the top side of the 4, Joris. I like your option. Make sure I have something on the 2, play the 4 on the side, and see whatever I can get on the 8. The 8 is wide in the open, so that's not the problem. He's gonna cut this with inside.
Alright, so it's gonna be a longer 4 ball to the side pocket. He's straight on this 2 ball, and the 15 ball makes sure that you're not traveling too far with it. So just probably roll this in. Oh, he's going to work with it. Alright, there it is.
A nervy shot, but it's a chance.
And he can play this with top spin, roll forward towards the 11 and shoot the 8 in the side pocket, or in the corner pocket that he's standing over.
Well, basically anything. Make the 4.
Made it.
Wow, he's coming up with big shots now too.
Yeah, this looks good. And to be honest, I like his approach. It's not been thought too far away in front, just a little bit ball by ball mentality. Of course you have to have a plan at 8 ball, but just focus on each shot and see from there. Boom. 5-2. That's quite a lead now.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of pressure on Dennis's break here, or at least this rack, but the break in general. I feel the break is so important, and if he fails to make a ball, 6-2 in a race to 8 alternate break is bad news. 5-3 is not the worst, but I feel like 6 is that number to where you don't want your opponent to be, whatever the cost. He's breaking fast too. He's breaking fast too, but he actually broke him really well, and he's pointing at the table saying, listen, I parked the cue ball right there. Why is it moved to the bottom? You know, like I parked it. Yeah. Yeah, that's bull.
Yeah, and some good news is that there's a ball hanging over the side pocket. Waiting to start with.
I mean, I do like to play that.
He's taking on the... Yeah, he doesn't.
I mean, it doesn't really hurt to go from the 11 to the 12 and then come back down table.
Exactly.
I have no clue what he was looking at just earlier. Just glad he took that 11 ball on.
Position for the 2 in the corner. Sorry, the 10 in the corner.
Well, he can still play with low right to draw over to play the 14 in the same corner, but again, he could have taken a little bit more time to be straight on the 10. Then he would have been fine to play fast. Well,
Played
good
it well.
recovery.
Definitely. Right angle. Oh, a lot of body movement there. Fell a little short again on this 9 ball. Quite tricky. Called the extension also. So I think he can draw this towards the 8 ball. Oh, he's taking the bank. He called the bank. He called the bank. There it is. With confidence. Well, if you make it, you've made the right choice, haven't it?
Exactly. So from now on, I'm always going to bank that 9 ball. No, just all jokes aside, I mean, he probably felt like he couldn't hold the cue ball that much with the angle he had. So, yeah, the only thing I would tell Dennis at this point is, hey, just pay a little bit more attention to your shape. Like, I see he's cueing well, and I see his shooting ability has been great, but how easy would 8 ball be if you play good shapes? It's not like in rotation games where you can still survive by basically only shooting. But who am I to disagree? 5-3 Mandic, him breaking. Dennis at least broke that streak of 5 games in a row for the Slovenian.
Rack number 9. Break off by Alice Mandic. Still dry.
First mistake. Yeah, this break was nowhere close to how he has been breaking the match. Cue ball didn't even get past the side pocket, already hit the long rail, so more of a cut break, and well, the stripes are wide open. Get from the 10 to like the 11-12 area, so in between the 11 and 3 everything should be fine.
Yeah, needs to make sure that the 9 is away as soon as possible, because that opens up the 15.
Yeah, you can play to from the 9 right now and let the cue ball out. Like with how the 14 and the 12 are laying, you would say there's almost no way that he would have been hooked on both. Unless he would have gotten like something crazy like behind the 3 or anything, but 12, 11 in the side. 14 will give him a good chance to get on the 15, and the 8 is near.
Sometimes the game can be so easy, huh? Now 8-ball is the game that has been played most in the Netherlands. If a Saturday night in a pool hall, people are drinking a beer and playing pool, and what do they play? In the Netherlands they always play 8-ball. In America they always play rotation, isn't it? If you don't play pool that much. You know that, Tim?
Yeah. Sorry, what now?
Sorry, in the Netherlands, and I think in the most places, countries in Europe, recreational players on Friday or Saturday night with a beer, they play 8-ball in the Netherlands. But in America, I think they play more like rotation, like 9-ball.
No. I was gonna say there is some amateurs that are finding out about 9-ball, but still most of it is 8-ball. I think in Asia, a lot of the recreational players are starting to play rotation.
Okay. Ooh,
Uh-oh.
another mistake by Dennis. Returning the favor of doing a mistake on the break.
Just when I thought for a second, like, oh, he could be making the comeback. We could be having 5 each. He scratched.
Looks like he's going for solids, starting with the 7. I'm not quite sure the 4 is in the way. No, he's not. Okay.
Oh, sure. Just look at this layout. As you can see, the 8 does go to this bottom left. Does not... No, it goes to both corners. So the 8 is quite available. Would like to... If possible, I would like to run just directly towards the 6. So 2 rails in between 10, 15. Run towards the 6. And if I get on the 4, then that's a bonus. I guess you can see the 2 and the 4 go to the top left corner in this view. The 4 only has that corner. That's why I'm trying to take the 4 out as soon as possible. So 4, 6, 2, 8. That's probably my preference.
Yeah, I understand what he's looking for. If you go forward from the 6 towards the 2, you could get behind that 14 ball. Or run into the 2. Or would you play the 6 and go back up table like where it is right now, Tim? And make this cut shot like he's aiming right now back to the 8.
Something like that, or cut the 6 with top right spin and get to the right side of the 2 and leave yourself natural 1 real shape to the 8. I don't like to get from the 6 to the 8. I might play with low left and just try to get just in front of the side pocket on the 2nd rail and take more distance on the 8 ball. I'm not trying to get straight here. Oh, he definitely did. Look at this for a shot. 3 real shape.
Perfect.
Straight in on the 8. Who's this guy?
That worked perfectly for him.
Wow. Beautiful shot. Straight in on the 8. Take 6-4. He is about to put a lot of pressure on Dennis because that was a scratch. And he has the break now. And if he can have a full contact on the break, I mean, he has all the opportunities here to get on the hill first and have a 7-4 lead over, I mean, over major title winners like Dennis Grabe is quite a big thing.
Yeah. And after making the 8-ball, you could see the determination in his eyes. Starting to believe that he can actually win this now. Gotta stay focused, gotta stay positive. Ooh, almost scratched.
But look at this.
But
still, I
made
mean, he makes a ball, and I mean, still some work to do on the table. As you can see, quite some traffic around the 8. But listen, making a ball on the break is one. I don't care whatever happens. Just make something on the break. I'm already happy as I can be.
Yeah, I think he's forced to take on the stripes. That corner pocket is blocked by one stripe ball, and I like this. He's taking on a combination.
Okay, well, is he playing the combination to then send the cue ball 2 rails into 13-12? No, directly 1 rail. Oh, this has worked out perfect. And also the 10 ball could have clustered up with the 4-1, but didn't. It's wide open. Just a longer shot on this 10 ball, I believe.
Yeah, or the 15. That's personal preference.
Well, the thing is, I like to take the 10 and go forward, because the 10 is also one of those balls where you might run into the 1 or the 4 if you take it on later. So
well, that's a nice stroke.
yeah, good stroke. Like I was gonna say, if he draws just a little bit back, you might have angle on the 10 to where he's gonna run into the 1. That would be bad news. He just drawn himself perfect to almost straight on the 10. 2 rails forward. Not too much left spin could get. Oh no! I think the outside, the inside spin got him there. He didn't need all the inside.
And he didn't need to work that hard as he played it.
Well, that's the second thing. The overall thing I'm thinking about is why the inside spin. Like if he had played center ball, I think he still would have made it, even though he worked that hard. Well, slight let off, but ooh. Also, Dennis now is not in the best positions.
7 in the sides. He's going, maybe trying to miss all the balls. No. Got contact. And gotta wait what's been given to him. I think he can see the 2 ball. If he can make the 2 ball, that would be great news, because that opens up the pocket for the 3 ball. He can. Ooh. Now I don't see a lot of path possible. Got cut in this 5 ball. Quite impossible to land on the 3, so afterwards he needs to play the 1 and then from the 1 ball back to the 3.
Well, he could run in between the 3 and the 8. Almost guaranteed to have the 1 after. He's looking for trouble at the moment. Straight in on the 3. And a long 1 ball after.
Gotta stay down on this shot. Oh, made it. One more good shot required here. Well, make it 2 then.
Well, now I'm just wondering. I think he won't be able to run into the 12, but if he hits the 8 a little thin, could scratch off the 12 in the corner. But he didn't. 6-5, pulls 1 back. That was an enormous chance for Ales Mandic to get on the hill first.
And now Dennis Krabe is breaking to set the score straight. He's trading 5-6 now. Made a 2-ball in the corner, in the side pocket. Everything is in the open. Easy 6-ball to start with if he wants to.
Well, just looking at, I might go for stripes. I don't really like the way how the 1, 4 and 7 are laying. With the stripes you can go crossover. You are guaranteed to have the 15 or the 14. And then from, like, if you look at the 9, 10, 11, 12, all the stripes in the bottom, you can make a small little circle basically on how to connect those dots. Straight in on the 12 is straight in on the 11, straight in on the 10, straight in on the 9, and the 8 is near. So I did not see this with the solids. So I was a fan of going for stripes.
And so was Dennis.
But he left himself the wrong angle on the 15, so had to change the order. So probably 9, get straight on the 10. Follow to the 12, a little bit back on the from the 12 to the 11, and then the 8. So it's a different route, but that's exactly why he did like the stripes. Easier to connect the dots still at the end.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if he can stroke past the 3-ball. If not, he needs to take the 11 and draw to the short side of the 12.
Extension.
A little bit more risky on the 11, but doesn't really have to stun and get straight on the A2. Would be nice. He actually did that, but if you're nervous, you could just make sure you make the 11 and stop the cue ball. Doesn't matter. We have a match, 6 each. Little tap on the leg from Mandic. Yeah, showing some respect to Dennis. In the end, he still made a breaker run there, so we shouldn't be acting like a breaker run is the easiest thing on the planet. It's still impressive how many of them we see in just one match. And this is not my first match of the day. I've already seen, what is it? Maybe 14
10?
of them.
14 already, yeah.
Well, I mean, there was, let's say there was like 8 in the first, and in this match, no, not 14, maybe 12. I mean, we've had 3 or 4 on this one. Just saying, the standard is high, and yeah, just not so many big score differences in this format. As you can see, bridge hand high. Not so stable in my opinion, but here that break is perfect. 2 balls. Cue ball stays on the table. Happy customer.
All right. So the only issue are the 3 balls below the 8 ball. So that's the 5 ball and the 9 and the 13.
I do
And he's
like if he can
controlling.
shoot. If he can shoot the 5 from where he was, I would take the 5
Yeah.
out immediately, and it would be wide open.
Exactly. Would have been my choice too.
But
Um,
he might not have had it. Just a little side note. It's not easy to see for us. I mean, this could be interesting if the cue ball stops in time. Nope. Still, if he plays a stop shot on the 6 and leaves a small angle on the 1, he could pocket the 1 and run softly into the 10. That way, if he doesn't hit the 10, he's guaranteed to be on the 4. But if he does bump the 10, he's on the 5 and the game is wide open. So just a stop shot here. Don't cheat the pocket, that would ruin the shape. Now he could also look for the 5 in the top right corner, by the way, and go forward 1 rail towards the 5. That's another option. That way you stay away from bumping the balls and the risk that you don't hit the 10.
I think he wanted to find that little spot to cut it in from the top. Didn't find it, so now needs to take the 3 ball and go 3 cushion around.
Well, what I was wondering is, if he had played for the 5 in the top right corner, he didn't really have to do much besides making the 5, as he did have 2 balls going into the side pocket almost from everywhere. So I think missed opportunity, still has to play. Oh, I think he's on the 5. I think he's perfect. He's stepping his leg because he was scared to run too far, but I think the only thing he has to be careful with here is that he doesn't block the pocket to the bottom left on the 8. Oh, he didn't. Perfect. Perfect shape on the 4. This is looking to be 7-6 for Alice Mandic. What a match. Honestly, I don't think either of us expected this match to go 6-6 or 7-6 either way.
No, definitely not. But I have to say that Alice Mandic is playing very good. We've seen one real mistake where he missed a straightforward 10 ball to the corner.
There
But
it is.
in the end, he's on the hill. And we've seen some great breaks offs by Dennis. But there's a lot of pressure on this one.
Yeah, only one mistake could be over. He could be facing the long route over the loser bracket.
Made the
Takes a
ball.
ball. 2 balls. Cue ball stays. Lost the cue ball a bit, but a couple bumps. And I'm worried about his opening shot here, yours.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Oh,
of course.
maybe the 5.
Is it? Oh,
Yes.
he just could make the 5 ball. And he thought, let's play it right away. So he's pacing up a little bit. I expect him to take the 2 ball away now. That opens up the 8 ball. Forward to the 6.
Yeah, this is laying
will be,
so open. I mean, it's in. I think you could run out in 10 different ways here. I mean,
yeah.
I think I would like to go 6-4, 1-3-8. Especially with him being straight on the 4. Tap this in, 1 in the top left, 3 in the top right, and 8. But still, I mean, if he falls weird on the 1, he could still play the 3, go 2 rails and shoot the 1 in the right center. So that's 8 ball 2. I mean, as long as you find a pretty short route, not to do too much, and it's only shots that you find comfortable, why bother? Did run a little further here, but should be fine.
Draw it straight towards the short rail. Right, guys, we're gonna get a hill match. And the break-off will be for Alice Mandic. Any advice for Alice here, for Tim?
Make a ball in the break.
And don't miss.
And don't miss, yeah. I mean, no, I mean, with all the jokes aside, I mean, the main thing is just enjoy the ride. I mean, he's 7 each with a good player, great player actually. He has been making it a good battle. Just focus. I would focus slightly more on the cue ball because, like I said, he has lost the cue ball a bit here and there, and most of the times on this kind of pressure moment, the cue ball goes into the drain. So just watch the cue ball, go for a solid hit, hopefully make a ball and get the job done.
Rack number 15.
Oh, nice square hit, but nothing's dropping. How's the 2? How's the 2? I think the 2 is making it.
It
Can you
is.
believe it?
Last ball running.
And that is all the side is laughing too.
He knows it too.
Okay, well, there is one thing though, and that's the fact that solids is way easier to start off with.
Yeah.
Not necessarily easier shape and stuff.
Isn't it?
But
if you can hold this for the 4 ball to the side pocket, then it's you can work your way up and it's all there.
yeah, I don't think you can hold. Might have to bump the 10.
Yeah, all good.
Perfect. Perfect. Now, what would be the next choice? Has to drop down, let's say, in between the 5 and the 15 as soon as possible. That area you have like 3 different options anyway. So, let's say, can you play top right to get near the 12? Cut the 7 in the side and go back down? No, he's playing low. He's playing the 7 to the corner. No, whoa. Needs a little bit of fortune, and he has found the fortune. I mean, I gotta say everything is going his way too at this moment, and I mean, that's not saying oh he's so lucky. I'm more saying with him playing well, things are also going his way. He's creating some fortune.
Yeah, with that position, it's still not a gimme because the one ball is kind of in a way from the path away from the 5. We'll see that after the shot.
Well, I mean, he should be fine. Oh, he's apologizing. Oh, for a second, he thought like he hooked himself. I mean, if you look at this little triangle, yeah, that or for sure. If I would like to land on the 3 ball as soon as possible. Oh no!
No!
What did he do there?
I don't know.
What did he play? Wow. Just wow. If he had played just a little draw to get to the 3 ball, straight in on the 3 is finished.
Yeah, or high enough to just make the 1 ball and roll towards the 3 ball. 8 ball would have been finished too. No. Or is it? Or is it? Can you believe this?
Believe he made that ball like that.
What are we witnessing? Talking about rolls. Wow. Can he keep himself together? 2 more balls.
Oh, he's
Made
perfect
this one.
on the 8. This is one of the craziest things I've seen in a long time. This 8 ball to win the first round match over Dennis Grabe, Alice Mandic.
Made it!
What
wow.
a match.
What a match we just witnessed. Alex Mandic, congratulations on your win. And maybe in the end it was kind of ugly and kind of lucky, but that doesn't take away the fact and the fight that you gave. So after all, well done, mate.
We'll have to see Dennis Grabe go through the loser bracket. We'll see Alex Mandic later on. He probably will have to play a winner's qualification very soon, I guess. So thanks, Joris van Amersfoort. Thank you for being here with me. This was Joris and Tim de Ruyter. And hopefully you'll tune in very shortly. I think there is a couple matches coming up as soon as possible. So we'll see you soon. Thank you.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Kako ga ide, ja bi rađe loto igrao. Can you do?